The following is a video presentation from the Environmental Change and Security Program at the Woodrow Wilson International Center for Scholars. In this short expert analysis, Malcolm Potts, Bixby Professor of Population and Family Planning at the University of California Berkeley, discusses his latest book, Sex in War: How Biology Explains Warfare and Terrorism and Offers a Path to a Safer World.
Well, sadly, for hundreds of thousands, probably millions of years, human beings have been fighting and killing each other. And we're still doing it today. So I'm very interested as to where this behavior comes from and what we can do to make the world a more peaceful place. So my book, Sex and War, I've been looking at this topic for about 10 years. Come to the following conclusions. First of all, this is a very deeply ingrained behavior, particularly of young men. When soldiers fight for us bravely, as they have done, we reward them with medals of honor. When they're terrorists, we hate them. And again, both those things are quite right. But they're much the same behavior. Young men can be very brave, intensely loyal to one another. And in that process, we're all able to hate an outgroup. It's very easy for human beings to dislike somebody because they've got a different language, a different religion, they've got a different eye color. Those things, I believe, are part of our inheritance. The good news is we don't have to do them. There's lots of examples. I mean, I grew up in England in the Second World War when everybody hated Germans, and we dropped bombs on Germany and they dropped bombs on us. Now the Germans and the English are not going to fight each other. We have part of an economic European Union, and that's a wonderful step forward. So the world is full of places that are encouraging. I've asked myself, what is the thing that may make the world as peaceful as possible? What is the thing that is achievable that we can do? And I think it's very important to give women as much autonomy in society as we possibly can, to fight as hard as possible for women's equality. Because these behaviors that created warriors never benefited women. One of the things we can do, even in very difficult, sad countries like Afghanistan and Bangladesh, where I've worked, and Pakistan, the Gaza Strip, is to give women control over their own fertility. I think that is essential if they're to have autonomy and to play a role in civil society. Also, having the children they want, rather than a lot of children they don't want, has a very powerful impact. It stops people fighting for resources. And there's increasing evidence that when you have a population structure which has a lot more young men than older men in society, then that society tends to be rather warlike, like Germany was before World War II. So something which slows population growth, which we can do in a voluntary way by giving women choices about how many children they have, will be a contribution to world peace. It's not sufficient to make a peaceful world, but it's a necessary part of it. And family planning has fallen off the international agenda, and we're very eager to put it back again, because it's a voluntary thing. It's not telling people what to do, it's listening to what they want. And as a doctor that worked all over the world and has seen women suffer, for example, from botched abortions, I feel very strongly that if we respect women, give them information and choices, they will have fewer children. They will benefit, their society will benefit, and we will benefit, and our children will benefit, because we'll be living in a slightly more peaceful world.